And now, Legal Insights with Gus Anastopoulo Law Firm.
Well, just because someone was already injured doesn't mean they get a free pass, or that person who caused the crash gets one either. On this Legal Insight, we're unpacking one of the most misunderstood rules in personal injury law, the eggshell plaintiff rule. And here to break it all down is Gus Anastopoulo, founder of the Gus Anastopoulo Law Firm. Happy to have you back.
Always a pleasure, Layla.
All right, eggshell. First of all, what is the eggshell rule? Why is it called the eggshell rule?
So, Layla, picture two people involved in the same crash. The one person walks out completely fine. The other person has a prior back injury. They end up in surgery. Same crash, completely different outcome, but the at-fault driver is responsible for all of it. That's the eggshell plaintiff rule.
Okay, and so if you have a pre-existing condition, how does that work exactly? Because oftentimes you hear insurance companies will deny a claim because, oh, well, that was already existing. The accident had nothing to do with it.
So they'll certainly try that. And you know, your history doesn't cancel your claim. Really, the record often comes down, the proof is going to come from your record. But you know, your history doesn't cancel your claim, and really it's going to be, think about it this way. Imagine your windshield, it's got a crack on it, you're driving down the road and a rock kicks up, hits your windshield, the whole thing shatters. Crack was already there, but the rock was what caused it.
Okay, so you can make a claim and you can prove that the accident made it worse.
Absolutely, and so like I said, it's important to look at your prior records because that's going to be your baseline. So they don't pay for anything that was already there. Yeah. They just pay for what made it worse. So if you know so even if you had prior back pain and it became worse, that counts as a real injury.
So how do you prove that exactly?
So proof is going to be in your records, and you're going to want to go to compare your baseline, which I mentioned a moment ago, to how you were before that and how it's changed since the accident. And if there's no change, then there's really nothing you can prove to that. But if it made it worse, what your viewers need to know is if the accident made it worse, then the other person's responsible for it.
And typically speaking, most people will have some sort of medical record. Not always, though. I mean, there's a lot of people that have pre-existing conditions that never go to see the doctor. So there's a very little paper trail to prove or disprove.
Yeah, and you know, and absolutely that's correct. And really, you don't want to ever hide from your history, right? You want to tell the doctor because what's going to protect you is an honest record. So that's why it's important after your accident to go see a doctor, tell them about your history, everything. You know, don't undersell, don't oversell. Because really, honesty in your record is what's going to protect you.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, honesty is always the best policy, as they say. What about someone who has a disability or chronic illness? I mean,
all protected. And
it's all protected, okay.
All protected, not penalized. So, and really that's what the law is intended to protect those people, the most vulnerable.
Okay, and what medical records, so we were just talking about medical records, so what medical records should someone have maybe at the ready should something like this happen?
You definitely want to have everything.
Okay.
Just to simplify it for all your viewers, keep everything. Your past, give those to your current doctor if it's new, if you start seeing somebody new after your incident. Because like I said, you need to be able to show the before and after, and the proof is in the records.
Yeah, exactly. And is there anything that you should do immediately after the accident?
So certainly go seek treatment. You know, go see a doctor. Tell them about all your previous history and tell them about your new complaints. Everything, you know, if your back pain is worse, tell them how, the frequency, and what's triggering the pain. And that before and after is really how you're gonna be able to prove this new injury.
I see, okay. For anybody who wants more information, where should they go?
They can find us online, guslawse.com, or give us a call, 843-310-5555.
Fantastic, good to see you again.
Thanks, Layla.
We'll be back after this.
This has been Legal Insights with Gus Anastopoulo Law Firm.